Best-selling author Mia Redrick
Hey guys,
regularly
welcome
meets
to the
with mothers to
broadcast.
help them
I'm
prioritize
excited
their busy
about
lives.
this
So,
topic
one
tonight.
of the things that I found is
Hey,
that
Lisa.
as a mom, we're no longer multitasking, we're megatasking.
Jennifer is in the house. Hey,
Is that
Jennifer.
true?
Jennifer, I called you today. You gotta call me, girl. Hey, English Ivy, good to see you.
Whatever we do for ourselves,
We're
is
gonna
what
get started,
we are
guys, in
giving
about
to our
3
family.
minutes. In about 3 minutes. So get your notepads out. Hey there, good to see you.
I'm always ready to work out. So I always bring with me my jump rope as well as my resistance bands.
Every
Easy
woman
way
is
to
in the
get your
house. Good
workout
to
in
see you.
any day, anytime.
I love the toolkit, Mia. How about dads? Can dads have one too?
Absolutely. Dads create the best toolkits.
There's
The
the
deal
lady.
is just
Hey,
be
Nicole,
prepared
good to
for
see you.
wherever you're going to be that day with your family to maximize the day. If you
Patrice
have
is in the
ever
house. Hey,
said there are
Patrice, good to
not
see you.
enough hours in a day, you're going to love my next strategy
Carol
called
is
blending.
in the house.
Blending is when you
Hey,
are
guys,
doing
you're gonna
something
love
for
this
your
scope.
children, looking for
I'm gonna keep it
opportunities
quick.
to do something for yourself.
Thank you guys for
Tell me,
inviting
how
your
are you
followers.
already
Invite your friends on
blending in your life?
Periscope.
How are you
Thank you.
taking care of
It's gonna be
yourself while
good.
you're taking
You're gonna
care of
love
your
it.
children?
I have the best girlfriend who's a trainer who created a way in which we literally work out in
Hey,
her
darling,
garage
good to
while,
see you.
while our kids play outside. So we're getting me time, we're getting
Hey,
mommy
Nicole,
time, and
good
our
to see
kids
you.
are just having a
Unique
good
is in the
time.
house.
We've had over
You've missed me.
283 self-care
I've been
groups,
doing it,
and
Carol.
I think
I've
the power of
I've
the
had
groups
so much
has
going
been
on.
that
I've got
moms
so many
have
great
no
things
judgment,
happening.
just camaraderie.
And, just pacing
You have an
myself there.
opportunity to connect with other women in your demographics of motherhood. And I firmly believe that moms aren't necessarily looking to balance their work and their life. I think what we want more of is joy. Creating opportunities to experience joy on a daily basis in your life is the goal. The next time you and your family need a getaway, try
Oh, you're gonna love this one.
staycation.
This is a good
What
one.
I mean by that is
I
explore
can be.
in your
Just tell me some
hometown,
time.
play
Shoot
a
an email
tourist.
to me.
This might be exactly what your family needs.
Yeah,
to
no, you haven't been
refuel
missing
and
my
reconnect,
scopes. I haven't been
even in the
scoping.
middle of your busy
I've been
lives.
so busy,
Remember,
Carol.
when mama's happy,
So much going on.
everyone else is happy.
Great things.
When most people think of dating, they think of being single.
Guys,
going
we're
out
gonna
on
get
the
started in
town,
about a
but
minute and a
when you're
half.
married
Invite
with
your
kids,
friends,
that's
invite your
when the real
followers,
dating
Twitter,
process should
Facebook.
begin.
It sure is. Well, our
Anyone
mom
in
strategist
the,
explains
you know,
why and
anyone
shares
that's
her rules
got a
of
big dream
family
that
dating.
needs to make it happen.
This
and
is something you've probably
Need
not
some
thought about, but it's
inspiration.
worked really great for me, and it is dating your family. And, you know, because you have
T.
6
Jordan,
children, one
we're
of the
gonna get
things that
started in
works
about a
terrific
minute.
is
In
to be able
about
to
a
date at
minute.
home. And what
I'm
I get
glad
a lot
you're
of my
here.
clients to do is to create a dating box, and in that box, you and your husband can put things that you want to enjoy together.
it is
'Cause
okay to
sometimes we have
heart. You can get your
opportunities
hearts
to
out of the
date
way,
our
guys.
partners, but we don't have a whole lot of time. It might be you have 90 minutes, but by the time he has
Thank
to go and
you.
get the movie or get a meal, the time that you would have spent together is gone.
Thank you, Mia. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Wow.
Patrice,
Well,
you
welcome
should have
to
gotten the
Author
press
Time for
release
Mom,
today.
365 daily strategies for mother's self-care. Mia Redrick. Mia, thank you so
No,
much.
you haven't been
Seriously.
missing me. I've been doing so much, Carol.
I really feel for this family.
Great things. You'll see soon.
You did help them with some tips, but what can we all take away from this?
Well, dear
Thank you
time
guys
is
so much for the
such a
hearts.
simple way to build quality in your family time
Okay,
and
great.
to make self-care a reality every single day. It's simple.
So drop everything and read.
Drop everything and read. It will allow the kids to see mom and dad having some downtime, and it becomes part of the family culture. Self-care.
So what about the fact that she has no time to herself? She's sitting
Guys,
in the car
we're gonna
and
get
listens to the
started in
radio and
about
lies to her
30
husband about
seconds or
where
so.
she is.
Hey,
just
Kim
so she has a moment
Jones.
to read.
Good to see you.
So what we talked about was them giving one another permission without guilt and supporting that time and understanding you need that when you have 2 young children. They're a couple that wants to be together.
Yeah.
They don't want to be apart.
Mia is in
And
the
so
1K
you can
club.
see that when they
Absolutely.
started to
Girl,
date,
I'm in
just
the...
to dance together.
I'm in a
I
bigger
saw
club
you
than that, I
covering your
think.
ears when that was happening. Why?
Emotional.
Yes, it is. Because I
I'm
love
in a
my
6K
husband, and we
club.
all forget why we got married.
All right. Okay, here we go. Those are my people. All right, let me flip the camera. All right. Hey guys, it's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. I am so excited, right? Like today was a huge day for me. This has been a huge weekend for me. My daughter actually, Jennifer, my daughter has actually applied to some schools and she just got her acceptance letters. And, you know, it's nothing like senior kids thrive and survive and be happy. And so anyway, she got into some of her first choice schools and her first and her second choice schools. So that was pretty cool. I'm Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist, guys, and I support moms with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com, at miaredrick.com. Now I'm going to tell you, like, I'm so sore right now, guys. In full transparency, I was jump roping with my daughter today. We were exercising, and maybe I jump rope for like 40 minutes, and I actually feel like it. I feel like I jumped rope for 45 minutes, okay? How great is that? She looks like a Spelman lady. Yeah, she is going to high school, and she was accepted to some really incredible schools, and it's nothing like seeing your daughter. You know, she's fired up, excited, and all that. I just love seeing them thrive, and that, you know, that's our goal as parents, is to see your children happy, and she is, okay? My son took his SAT today for the first time, and he felt it went well. So anyway, I want to get started today. For those of you who don't know me, I am Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist, and I support mostly moms with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. Yeah, it's high school. Yeah, no, not yet. My son is going to college. He'll be applying to colleges next year, so stay tuned. Likely early decision in the fall for some great schools he's looking at. So I'll keep you posted. It's just kind of cool. I can't wait to see how all of this is going to turn out. And I support moms with life and business success. And you can always check me out at miaredrick.com or my past scopes at katch.me, and just search Mia_Redrick. Now, what I love to scope about are, you know, life and business success for mothers specifically, but also how you can build the brand of yourself, because so many of us, you know, you think you have to kind of fit in a mold, and what I found over the years is you don't. You need to be able to take your skills and your best talents, and you can create a business from that. That's really my story. You know, I got started in business 13 years ago, and I just wanted to go to work as myself, guys, and I wasn't sure how I combined my background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood into a business. And I was told, really, by the professionals, right, that this would never work, that like this was not a good idea. And I've coached over 400 clients in the last 13 years, and over 112 of my clients are authors, and half are #1 Amazon bestsellers. And I tell you this because I know you might have unconventional dreams also that you want to broker, that you want to bring forward. Maybe you're a thought leader, and I want you to know it's possible. And what's really cool and groovy about really the way that I built my business is that I built my business from the comfort of my home, and not running around from one speaking engagement to the next speaking engagement, but literally from like, I'm in my office right now here, and it's really unique to my story. My husband developed kidney disease 6 years ago, and got a kidney transplant almost 2 years ago, March 4th. On March 4th of this year, it'll be 2 years. And, you know, I was so glad that I had the opportunity to build my business from my home, because I could be there for my family in the way that I needed to be. So I know that that'll bless so many of you guys out here who are your moms, and you're trying to figure out, how do I grow a great and amazing business? And you don't want to run around, and you're trying to figure out how to do it in a way that's true to you and your life. You want to be there for your family. You don't want to build a business that takes you away from your family. Well, you're going to love everything that I scope about, because that's what I tell you how to do. And it's my truth. It's what I've done. And I think it's a pretty unique part of my story. Okay. So I'm going to get started today. What I want to talk about, like, if you're ready, just say, I'm ready, Mia. I'm going to talk about the story you keep telling yourself that's not working, right? Like, what is that story that you keep saying over and over again to yourself that is not working? That's why Mia is the momster. Absolutely, Carol. Thank you so much. You're ready. Okay. You're ready. Okay. You guys are ready. I got some people ready in the house. Okay. Perfect. All right. And so there's some ground rules for my scope. Usually people like to take notes. So cool. Like, totally cool. Take notes. But remember to write, and tap, write, tap. Now the hearts give me great feedback, because I can't hear you, right? So I get to see that what I'm saying resonates with you, and the hearts help me to connect with that. So if you don't mind giving up the hearts, that's great. Okay, perfect. I'm going to get started. The story you keep telling yourself that's not working is that that what happened to you in the past is going to be your future. Now, I want to talk about that for a minute because I was talking with a client this week, and she kept telling me over and over again, like living her life almost like in replay. And you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like the thing that didn't happen, the thing that didn't work for you. You know what I mean? The failure that really hurt you. And you keep playing it over and over again like that is going to happen again. And therefore, you're tentative and you forget to execute. I know the hearts went away. Hey, Candace, good to see you. I know the hearts went away, but it's true. And what I want you to understand is that that story that you keep playing over and over again is what really has you stuck. And what you've got to understand is that your past is not your future. It is not your future. Like, you get to stand on your mistakes. You get to stand on your failures. And hey, Kim Jones, are you using your daughter's phone? Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Wonderful. I understand. I can relate to that. So you get to stand on that. And so what happened to you in the past doesn't define your future. It allows you to redefine what's next for you. And what I want you to understand is that, and I meet so many people who they're tentative because somebody said no to them, or because the first business they started didn't work, or because they didn't execute in a way that made them feel proud of themselves. But what I want you to understand, right, Carol, is don't copy and paste old chapters into your story now. What I need you to understand is that what happened to you was for you, and it was for your good. And that's one of the things that I've seen. And I'll give you some great examples. You know, when my husband and I, this is so crazy, guys. When we first got started, we wanted to be entrepreneurs, right? So we decided that we wanted to be real estate investors, except we didn't know how. This was 20 years ago. This is maybe 19 years ago. And so we decide we're going to go and get our real estate license, and sell real estate. So we started selling real estate, and we were doing really well. We were selling really high-end homes in Prince George's County in Maryland, which was at the time the #1 most affluent county for minorities in the U.S., okay? And we were doing really well. And then we realized, like, this is actually not what we want to do. We actually want to own the property. So it was technically a failure because we had signed up for classes, taken real estate classes to realize that we actually want to be real estate investors. But see, had we not done that, had we just been watching from the sidelines, we wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? It was only because we had gotten these checks as real estate agents that we realized that we were leaving money on the table. And I just want to say that to you, that it's okay. Like, we made a mistake, and then we decided to hire a coach, and we joined a training program and became real estate investors, and we learned how to do real estate transactions at a high level, and that was it. But we started really as real estate agents, realtors. And some of us are afraid because we've made mistakes like that, and we're like, dang, that was stupid. Like, it was a waste of time. But what I'm telling you is that it serves your good. And what I've learned is that I think that one of the reasons that we're really great at being at buying property is because we are realtors. It's because of what we learned on both sides of the coin. Good to see you, VC Law. You know what I mean? So because we did it wrong, we get to do it better. And sometimes doing it wrong allows you to do it better. And I just want you to understand that you get to stand on your failures. So, what happened to you in the past, doesn't define you. Hey, side note, I missed your scope so much. It's good to see you. Look, guys, I've got a lot cooking. You guys will hear about it soon. And this past week, I haven't really been on Scopes because I've been so freaking busy. And I couldn't do it. So I just couldn't. But you're going to hear really soon what I've been working on. The class is awesome. The class is how to leverage what you know and build six figures. It started this past Monday. It's awesome. People love the first class. And number 2 is going to blow everybody out the water. I can't tell you guys what I'm going to talk about. But my commitment is to support more women with being entrepreneurs and understanding how to build a six-figure business from your home. Can't wait to get in on the next one. You got to get on the next one, or do the payment plan, or propose something to me. If you want to be in, then say, how is it possible? See, that was me, like me years ago. I was like the person that, when I wanted to work with my coach, look, this woman was charging $1,000 an hour, and I didn't have $1,000. Like, you make a proposal to me. Tell me what it is. It's $9.97. Do you want to pay weekly? Do you need to pay in thirds? Do you need to pay in fourths? Tell me what works for you. And just email me at Mia_Redrick@findingdefinitions.com. So I believe you get what you negotiate. And if you have not, it's because you ask not, okay? If you have not, it's because you ask not. And, you know, everything's on the table. Everything's negotiable. There are no no's, right? You get to choose your journey, all right? All right, number 2 is that, yeah, amen to that, right? That, oh, this is so good, right? So we're talking tonight about the story you keep telling yourself that's getting in the way of why things aren't working, right? Is that you have to wait until a perfect time to reach your dreams. I hear this every week. So every week, someone says to me, like, they're trying to wait until the kids graduate or they're in middle school or some right moment before they reach their dreams, before they shoot. And it's just not true, guys. I want you to understand that the time is now. Tomorrow really is not promised, right? Tomorrow is not promised. It's like, you don't need 20 hours to live your dreams. You just need a couple hours. And you can take small steps in the direction of where you want to go. And I meet so many people who believe it one way. It's a story that they have in their mind, Carol. There is never a perfect time. And they're believing that in some way that, you know, when the kids turn 18, they're away at college, and now you're going to have all this time. Maybe. You know what? Maybe. Or maybe there'll be something else. But what I have learned is that you have to make the time for the things that are important to you. And the time is now. See, for me, I built my business in 4 to 6 hours a week. My kids were young. My husband was on dialysis. I didn't have a whole lot of time. I had 4 to 6 hours a week. And I was able to build an amazing brand from that. So you don't need a whole lot of time. That's a story that you create so that you don't have to execute. And I just want to be clear about it. And I want to call you out if that's you. And if you keep saying that over and over again, because I hear people all the time that say that. I have clients who, that's not their story. They put in 5 hours a week. That's all they have. But they work toward their dream in a way that works for their lives. And you can do a little. Like maybe you want to go back to graduate school. Guys, you don't have to go back full time. You can go back part time. Take 1 or 2 classes, right? You know what I mean? So a lot of times we create these stories in our mind, all or nothing. And you got to realize it's a story and it's not real. Number 3 is, oh my goodness, this is good. That you have to have huge dollars to invest in yourself. Or that you don't need to invest in yourself because you got this. Now, I see both of these. So that you have to have big dollars to invest in yourself. Over the years, you know what? I've made significant investments in myself. And some of them were significant. And some of them were small. And I invested in things like Toastmasters. And I forget what it was. It was like $150 or for an entire year to learn how to be a better public speaker. And the fact of the matter is there are a lot of options out there for you when you start looking for what you want. A lot of us stay stuck because we have this story that's playing in our mind about how much something costs, and it's not based on fact. You're thinking about it, right? Toastmasters was awesome for me. You know, we're thinking about things over and over again, and we overanalyze it, and it's not based on fact. It's not based on anything that's real. How much did you develop at Toastmasters? Well, what I'm going to tell you is that when I started Toastmasters, I was moving like a robot. Like I was on a stage speaking, moving like this. And what I had to learn to do was be myself and understand that I'm really not a motivational speaker. What I like to do is what I'm doing right now, which is be myself and share with people who I am, right? I was moving like that, like really, okay? And what Toastmasters helped me to understand was that really I'm not a motivational speaker. You might be motivated, you might be inspired by what I say, but really what I like to do is tell authentic stories about my life and about change, and I like to teach. And really my strongest suit is that I'm really a great and amazing trainer, teacher, coach. That's really what I'm really great at. And that's the swim lane. And that's what I learned from Toastmasters, how to find that for me and how to work that for me. Okay? But a lot of you are thinking that, you know, you need to invest huge dollars in order for you to create the change and results that you need. And it's not true. It's a story you've made up in your mind. And because of it, it prevents you from executing. Or you think like you don't need to invest, that you've got you. And I'm telling you that you are the strategist also. I am the strategist. All right. Thank you. I'm going to try it. It's awesome. It's great. You need to invest in yourself because you've got this. That means that you think that, whenever, how you can be one of those people that will buy a purse, like a really nice purse, but when it comes to investing in something that will create an ROI for you, you're like, I got this. I can do this for myself. Have you done this for yourself? The thing that you need to look at is look at your results for last year. Think about the dream you wanted to accomplish and ask yourself, really be honest with yourself. Don't judge yourself, but ask yourself, did I do it? Did I motivate myself to do the thing that I wanted to do? Hey, Pat, good to see you. Did I do the thing that I wanted to do? And if you didn't do it, you are not the best teacher, coach, and trainer for yourself. All right? You're not the best at that. And you got to understand that. See, my coaches have brought out in me things that I just didn't see. I couldn't do for myself. Excellent point, Miss Mia. Mia is fine. We need to make things up about ourselves and situations. Like, I think sometimes because we're willing to spend money on bags and hair and things that don't create a return, and that we justify that stuff. Right? Because it makes us feel important. And the things that can really long-term change who we are and how we show up, we struggle with those things because we have to do the work. And I just want to be honest about that, because that's the story you keep telling yourself that's not working. And I do want to mention why I thought Toastmasters was so good. Why Toastmasters was good for me. One, the investment was not a big, invest. Toastmasters was not a huge investment for me. But what it did was it allowed me to right away create an ROI, because I started to show up differently, with my customers, at speaking engagements, whatever it is that I was doing. And I learned what my strengths were. And Toastmasters was also great because Toastmasters gives you immediate feedback. And I would say if you're choosing a group, you want to make sure that you feel really comfortable in the group. If you don't like it, just choose a new group. But it's a really great model and training program for the investment, for the dollar investment, okay? So I just want to say that. Okay, number 4 is that maybe the story you keep telling yourself is that you're sacrificing family, you're like, I got to do this for my family. Like once, I'm only doing these things because, I'm doing these things for my family, and I got to put me on hold because of my family. I hear this all the time. Hey, Carla, good to see you. Carla, I jump rope today. I was thinking of you, actually. It's not true. It's because you're afraid. See, you're afraid to execute, so you get to put your family up as the excuse why you won't do the things you need to do. But your children actually need to see you. They need to see you succeed. They need to see you overcome. They need to see how you deal with fear. That's how they'll learn. They get to stand on your shoulders. And as a mom, if you aren't doing those things, they don't get to see or learn those things from you. You don't get to lend that insight to your children. And I meet so many women that hide behind the thing that they want to do. That's right, Carol. You can't give from an empty cup. See, I believe that you give from your overflow. And a lot of us are trying to give from the thing that we need to drink. Like, I was thinking I had water here. You need to drink everything in your cup. All right. You need to drink everything in your cup, and everything that's your overflow, that's what you get to give away. But you can't do that because most of us are so much using our family as an excuse why we can't do what we need to do. And it's not true. For the most part, your husband, your kids would never ask you to be unhappy. They would never tell you to put your dreams on hold. That's a story that you made up. And I'm not saying that you didn't make it up for good reason. I'm just saying let's have an honest conversation about it and say, is that really true? Like, are you not doing the thing you need to do because of your family or because of your fear or because you get to hide behind them and not show up for you? That's what I believe it is. And the vast majority of people that I coach, that's usually what it is. Your husband would never say, hey, listen, don't go for your dream. You know what? Don't find your whim. Don't do the thing that makes you happy. That's what we create in our mind for other people. Let's be clear about it. All right. I'm just saying. All right. Thank you guys for the hearts. They're 2 colors. They could be 10 colors, but they're 2 colors because, because of the topic. I'm Mia Redrick. Hey, Princess. Good to see you. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support moms with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Or on katch.me, Mia_Redrick. Now, today, what I'm talking about really informally is the story that you keep telling yourself that's not working. And already what I've said is, number one, is that you keep telling yourself that what happened to you in the past is what's going to happen to you in the future. And that's not true. Number two is that you have to wait until the perfect time to reach your dreams. There's no perfect time. Like, the time is right now. Like, there is no perfect time. Number three is that you have to invest huge dollars in order for you to invest in your dream. And that's not true. And that is one of those reasons why you won't execute or make an investment, because you keep telling yourself that over and over again. Or maybe you've been telling yourself, I got this. I can coach myself. I can get myself the results that I need. Just look at the results over the last 6 months. Do you like them? If you don't like what you've got, if there's nothing that's changed, you need support. You need help. And you need to understand that. Next thing is that you keep sacrificing for your family. You believe that that's what you have to do, and it's not true. Likely you're afraid to go for it. I'm just being clear. Okay, next is that you've consumed enough, right? And that you should not invest. And I want to explain that to you. I meet people all the time. They're like, listen, I've already invested in coaches, trainers, teachers, and I need to be a producer. I'm just a consumer. Let me tell you, if that's your mindset, you're going to stay stuck. The reality is that you got to understand that sometimes it takes us a minute. Like, sometimes we have to incubate, depending on our learning style, depending on our personal growth, what we need to put inside of ourselves. But one of the things that I've done consistently over the years, I've always invested in myself. Every single year, I've always had somebody kick my butt and help me to get to the next level for myself. And I have found that I do more whenever I have someone in my life that sees what I can do. And even if I want to hide from it. I'll give you a great example. I'll never forget this. It's so amazing to me. I remember coaching with one of my coaches, and she told me, she said, if I were you, she said, I would videotape myself with the children. And I remember at the time, and I was like, why? 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 Why would I do that? And who would want to see that? Who? See, and what it really was fear, okay? And what she could see in me is that she could see my gifts. She could see that I had an ability to teach things, right? I'm the mom strategist. She saw that I had an ability to teach things in a way that made a lot of sense. I was authentically myself. My kids were showing up powerfully in their own lives as a result of what my husband and I were investing in them. And she thought this would be really cool on video. I couldn't see that from where I was looking. I didn't see me, okay? And this is the benefit of having a coach, a teacher, and a trainer. And I will say, hey there, Ruby, good to see you. I will say that, there are people out here who, how I call them the bus stop people. They're the people who, like, if you catch them on the bus stop, okay, they want you to tell them, they want you to give them, your best advice, right? Hey, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. They want you to give they want me to give them my best advice to them. But the reality is that you got to invest for time. Like, if you want someone to give you their best, you gotta book time for that. You got to invest in that. You can't be expecting to get cliff notes for your big dream. And there's so many people who do that. And I'm not saying that any of you guys are doing that. But if that's you, what I want you to understand is there's a difference between making a concerted effort to get the information that you want, or like, I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to hope that I can catch her on the phone and maybe she can tell me something that's great. Are you kidding? This is called your dream. You get one life, right? You got your dream. You have to invest in your dream and the results. And I'm so glad over the years that I saw that, I understood that I made the investment with my teachers, my coaches, my trainers, my masterminds. Man, listen, it's an honor for me to invest in them. The things that they've taught me over the years, the ROI that it's created in my life, I didn't want it to be a sporadic thing. You know what I mean? I wanted to know when you were going to call me. I didn't want to be, you know what I mean, meeting you at a PTA meeting and hoping in some way you tell me something great. And I know that I'm making that very simplistic, but I know that it's speaking to so many of you, because if you're one of those people that are struggling with investing in yourself to find out what you need to know to go to your next level, come on, you gotta really treat your business like a big business. The next thing is that, that you can get advice from people who comfort you. All right. So what I'm going to tell you, what I mean by that is, if that's a story you keep telling yourself that you can get advice from people who comfort you, I mean, those are the people that make you feel good. See, sometimes we want to be around people that say yes to us, like that say, yes, that's a great idea all the time. And I've learned over the years that sometimes you've got to be around people who challenge your ideas, who challenge you, who help you to see bigger inside of yourself. Sometimes you got to be around people who say to you that $47, you're worth more than that. Okay, that you're worth more than $97, that you're worth more than $297, that you get to count all of who you are. And if you don't have that, you need to have that. And that story you keep telling yourself, like, no, I'm gonna just call my girl. You need to have people that speak that level into you. I believe your ambition level and above. And we want to be around people that comfort us, right? You told my sister she was worth more than $10 an hour. Speak life into you. Yes, Pat. And a lot of us, we don't do it. Why? Because, you know what? We feel comfortable. But comfort, I believe, is the enemy of progress. I have had people who've spoken uncomfort into me. They have said to me, Mia Redrick, that is not your price, honey. You know what? You are underselling yourself. That is not what your brand does. I'm sorry. I don't understand why would you charge that? You need to be around people who challenge and elevate your level of thinking, who see and believe in you what you really are. And some of us are so accustomed to being with people who keep us comfortable and don't challenge us, and then it's the status quo. Yeah, I know. Good to see you, right? You're like, hey, Pat, good to see you, right, Nicole? That's really that story. It's a story in your mind, and the reason you say yes to that is because you are afraid of what's on the other side. See, on the other side is your fear. All right, but I'm telling you, that's what you need to be playing. All right, the next thing is that, you know what? The story you keep playing in your mind is that it's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. You know what I'm talking about. And it's not real. And see, it's an illusion. Perfection is an illusion. I just had a client this week. This is so cool, right? So one of the things she had to do was monetize her business. And she decided to go out there and start pitching to companies. She's relatively new in business, but she's a professional, and she's in her profession in project management. She has over 35 years of experience, a rock star, absolute rock star. She goes out there, she pitches, and she gets an appointment this coming week, with a VP of a company and some of his other people there to pitch herself as an executive coach. And she said, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't have a website. I don't have business cards. I don't have a pitch for them. What do I do? And I love it. I love it because I said, you just be you. What you have to understand is that you are enough. See, the only reason that they said yes, that you are able to get in the door to begin with, is because of who you are. It's because of all that you bring. See, the VP doesn't want to meet with you of this multi-million-dollar company because you're nice, because you have a nice name. It's because of who you are. And you got to understand that. And sometimes we can get so fussy and caught up with, like, I don't have the right website, right? But we forget that we're right. You hear me on this, guys. Like, you know what I mean? You're trying to make sure you got the right business card, and you forget that you are enough, okay? And you are enough. And whenever I'm doing a pitch for something that's huge, that's big for me, that I've never done before, what I understand my responsibility is for me to show fully up. Like, my responsibility in those meetings is to make sure that Mia Redrick, the mom strategist, shows up 100%. Not